Hey guys, how you doing? Joey Battista here. Listen, today we're going to talk about the 3 things I look for when investing in a business. And please, before we get going, if you find value in what's here today, please subscribe, like, or share. Okay, let's dive right in. So there's 3 things that I look for anytime I get ready to invest in a business. At this point in my career, I already have the skills. I've made a little bit of money, and it may be different for all of you, but there's some things that you can do to greatly reduce your risk and or, more importantly, greatly improve upon your impact, right? Because if you're investing, you should also hopefully be able to make an impact where your money's going, right? Because also you should have some skills to go with it as well. But the first thing I'm looking for is an emerging market, okay? Let's talk about that and why. The reason why I look for an emerging market when investing is because, let's face it, you have a new entrepreneur or you have a new business, you have a new team. There are going to be challenges. The business, if it's emerging, it can absorb some of those challenges. When the business is declining, the smaller margin for error there is, right? So in an emerging industry, you got a lot more forgiveness in it. And I didn't really know this at the time. Keep in mind, I learned this through almost 3 decades of being an entrepreneur. And when I look at the life cycle of everything I've done, it's much more enjoyable. Let's not forget something. When you invest, you're actively involved. So you also have to be, there's a strategical approach to it. How can you do it? That's not saying other businesses aren't great, but what I look for what my criteria is I'm looking for an emerging industry. The second thing I look for when deciding whether or not I want to invest in a business is the leadership team. The leader, the CEO, okay, and then the leadership team. And here's the thing, sometimes the company may not be big enough to where it actually has that, so you'll be looking at the leader, the CEO, and maybe their partner, whoever the case may be. But what I am looking for is leaders or a leadership team that can take guidance. Keep in mind, no, I don't want to go work in the business. That's not what I want to do. I'm a professional at working on the business. I'm not interested in working in the business. However, I want to make sure that the people that are, when presented new information to make their job easier and make the business more profitable, they can execute upon it. See, this is a very, 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 very hard thing. This alone differentiates, and this is why a lot of companies will miss the mark right here. It's because really it'll start with the CEO, the founder. Because remember, one of the things as an entrepreneur that gets a company off the ground and gets it going, that headstrong entrepreneur that's gonna do what needs to be done against everything, this is also one of the key ingredients that stops a company from scaling. So the thing is you have to look at the leadership team and say, when we present them better information, will they take guidance? And here's the thing, right? Because keep in mind, when you invest in a company, one of the other thing is you should be looking to add value. You're adding money, but you want to secure your investment, right? So if you want to secure your investment, what you do is you make sure that you can add value to that business, because now you've given them your money. And one of the ways that you're able to add value is not just yourself. Normally, depending on the size of the deal, you may want to go ahead and take a little bit of risk off the table. So some of that risk is you may be the lead investor, and the lead investor could be you and your mom and dad could be the other ones, whatever the formula is. I don't want to complicate it. I want to keep it simple. But what the thing is, you could be the lead investor and have some other investors with you. For example, I could be in the automotive space, so we could decide to be in fast food, go buy 100 McDonald's. So I bring somebody in that's familiar with that business. Well, now all of a sudden we come in, we got an operator that's got 5 stores, 5 locations, 5 units, and we have smart money. One of the investors that's at the table with the money has operated 100, 200 units, 300 units. Can this early stage operator take guidance from this smart money investor? This is a really big thing. So that's the second thing that I look for. I look for a leadership team that can take guidance, and also that they have a healthy leadership team intact. Is there actually organizational structure? Is the business ebbing and flowing? Or am I gonna go ahead and deploy capital and invest in this business and get sucked into the weeds like a lot of early entrepreneurs are? And at that point, I'm not an investor, I'm not even a business owner. Now I've bought myself a job. Like a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business owners, they may not be getting the full benefit of entrepreneurship because they're sucked in. So, and I've been there, I've done that. So that's why the second one, and what I focus on is I make sure that we have a healthy leadership team, that a leader, healthy leader, CEO, and or leadership team that takes guidance. The third thing I look for when deciding whether or not I want to invest in a business is I'm looking for $1 million in EBITDA. Why? There's a lot of things that can happen in the first two parts, right? Like maybe it slid through the thing, maybe they're in an emerging market, emerging industry. So okay, they checked that box. You came in and maybe they got really good at interviewing. Maybe everything sounds really good. Maybe they read a lot of books, they've been to a lot of seminars, they've watched a lot of podcasts. They can convey a lot of really good stuff. The energy's good, they have their core values, they have their mission statement, they have everybody aligned. Everything sounds great. But now here comes the test. Because if all these other things in the business are working correctly, if you're in an emerging market and you have a healthy leadership team, you should have $1 million in EBITDA. That's what should happen based on the size of your business, right? Or at least the businesses that can handle an investor for the type of investment that I would be willing to make, or what I think anybody would really look to make. If you're making a $20,000 investment, then that's a little bit different. But for the sake of what I'm talking about here today, the main third thing that I'm looking for is $1 million in EBITDA. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about here today was this is the bonus round. Okay, so for those of you that are watching this that may have a company and you're like, oh, well, how's this? I'm not really there yet. No, that's awesome, because this gives you an opportunity to build now so that when you go to take on that investor, or you go to borrow, whether you're taking on an investor or whatever the case may be, you get more for your money, whether you're giving up equity, whether you're paying, rate, whatever the case may be. The bottom line is if you build a healthy organization, you're more attractive to an investor. So therefore, you get a better deal, right? Taking money or partners too early in the process, you're just giving up what you don't have to. So this isn't a problem, this is an opportunity. And this is one of the things that I specialize in, or myself and my team specialize in, because I don't know if some of you don't know me, but I do actively own a 9-figure company and coach. So for those of you that are looking to go a little bit further, we can go ahead with the purpose of, this is our goal, is to go ahead and to coach you, help you, develop you to get your business to the point to where it's investable. Whether it's with us or whether it's with somebody else, most investors that are looking to make a sizable investment, they're going to be looking for businesses with the same criteria. They may have their other things, but fundamentally, there's no private equity firm out there that's going to come and give you millions of dollars or even hundreds of whatever the number may be if they don't like the leadership team. They may invest in markets that aren't emerging, but they definitely will not give the money if they don't like the CEO and they don't believe in the leadership team. So let's go ahead today and think about it. I hope this gave you guys a lot of feedback. Listen, please, if you found value in this video today, please like, subscribe, or share. Share it with somebody. Any of you that want to go a little bit further, hit the link below and a member of my team will reach out to you.